Don't pay a quarter, don't pay a dime, don't pay a penny, don't waste your time. If half a penny is all he asks, don't give him any. Lay off his tracks, my half a penny is what he'll say. Still a steep price, just walk away.
Good afternoon, Hit Nation, folks, folks, and everything in between and beyond. My name is Roy, the host of My Pennies, the host of these PostGame Pennies. The Heat beat the Bulls and move up to 7th in the East, with Orlando being half a game behind us. 116-113 in a game that was mostly out of reach for the Bulls until the very last minutes of the game, which almost gave us a little bit of a heart attack there, but nothing happens. Please do follow us at Mahapennies on Facebook, at Mahapennies1 on Instagram. Every follow, every like. We're always posting basically the updates that are out there, and we're compiling them here, and we're commenting. Whenever I have, in the future, when I have somebody to actually, talk with, as I do with other people in social media, I think this can be a lot more interesting. But for the moment, I am surprised that so many people don't follow the right sources, don't understand what the right sources are confused when anything is reported. They'll believe sources that make no sense to believe them. They will talk about packages that make no sense. But look, that's a very important point for me, right? When I hear other people talking and they remember when Dwayne Wade was drafted. They remember when LeBron James said Miami, I'm going to Miami. They remember the first coach, the first lineup. They remember things that I don't remember because I wasn't even in this country when they happened. And I don't have as much knowledge and expertise as they have in understanding the past as much as they do. So when I watch a game and I talk about a game, I talk about it in a very superficial manner for a reason. If I knew how to speak, I would bring the same points as anybody on 5 Reasons Sports does. But whenever I have to argue with someone, I have to use the words of these people, the right sources, the right people who ask the questions, who are there day in and day out on a daily basis. They know what's happening with the team. I have to use their arguments to actually make people understand what we have and what we don't have. And you would think that it would be simple, because I don't get into the intricacies of caps, taxes, drafts, and I don't get into the intricacies of what I don't understand. I try to learn more about it, so that eventually I will understand it and I will be able to speak here. But what I do understand is how valuable Bam is to the team. And what I do understand is how important it would be for Miami historically to acquire Giannis, and that pretty much no one should be untouchable when it comes to the conversation for Giannis. But that if anybody is by some, in some level untouchable, it should be Bam and not Hero. And I like Hero, and I've always wanted Hero to stay, but it all depends on the trade. You are not trading for someone who is not an absolute beast of the sport, one of the best players currently playing in the NBA. You are not going to spare Weir. Sorry that it sounds funny, but it's true. You're not going to spare Larson. You're not going to spare Jovic. You're not going to spare Kaz. You're not going to spare Norman Powell if necessary, let's say. Right? You're not going to spare absolutely anyone to get the size of player that Giannis is. And I remember us when we, were hoping Giannis to make a decision to not extend with the Bucks. We're hoping for that because of the very flimsy connection, which is Bam and him share the same agent. And it didn't happen. And we're also aware at least through the rumors that we get, right, as fans, not as insiders, not as people who are indeed there, like I said, day in and day out. We know that Giannis would like, if he wanted to come to Miami, he would like to play with Bam and not with Hero. And you build a team around Giannis. That is basically what you should do, right? Of course, again, we do need a team, but we're not going to lose all the team for Giannis. That's not how it does work, but it is something you empty the clip for. But then I have people who were then complaining about Bam, and why do I say that Bam is untouchable? And this is when I come and I basically use the same arguments that I've been reading basically, and the same, on Twitter and the blogs of everybody that posts and the videos that people post. And to me, there is no shred of doubt that Bam could be a part of the cornerstone of what this franchise is. He is actually not inconsistent defensively. I don't know why people keep saying that. He does have inconsistent stretches, but he's not inconsistently offensive. He's a career 18, 9, 3, something like that. 18 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists per game. And in the last 10 games, I think it's been about 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per game. It's not bad offensively. That's basically how we started the season, too. So come on. You just basically what I'm saying is this. Yes, in here, I'm going to talk about the fact that we have, our plus and minuses, as I always do, making mistakes with the numbers all the time, because when I watch the videos, I see those mistakes later. Not when I'm editing. I ADHD. You just got to go fast, 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 fast. Otherwise, you're not going to finish the project. So, yeah, that's what I do. But I also basically compile and put those opinions on the screen, and talk about them, because it seems that people don't watch them. And I say watch them because I'm basically just echoing what they say poorly, right? They say better than I do. But that's pretty much it, right? We only have 2 pieces of worthless news for you. And the first one is the recent proposed NBA changes in which each team, no matter the conference, would have to play each other throughout the season. That's starting 2027-28. That's what they say. Okay, that's what they say. 27-28. Each team should play against its rival, no matter the conference, 5 times in a row, at least 2 of those back-to-backs with only 1 day rest. That's a proposed change for the NBA. And another thing, another very interesting piece of news is that Weir yesterday had a very good interview at the beginning. It was a very impactful interview in the beginning, but unfortunately, Spoke cut his minutes during the interview, and he wasn't able to finish. But yeah, I mean, he's coming back from a hamstring injury. We kind of understand that he plays fewer minutes, but you have people that are players playing 17 minutes that contribute a lot less to the game, in my opinion, than what Ware does and how Ware does it. He had 3 blocks yesterday. Love that challenge by Spo, because it was obviously a block. But Pilla Larson finished the night, the -5 and 15 points. Andrew Wiggins, -8, 10 points. Bam Adebayo with a +6 and 20 points. Normal Powell with a -8 and 21 points. Asparas Ikuchonis had a +1. Did not score. He did have 1 steal, 4 assists, and 2 defensive rebounds and 1 offensive. Khalil Weir with a -4, 12 points, 2 blocks, right? 2 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 of them offensive. And that was in 12 minutes. Kaz played about 48 seconds more than him. 32 minutes for Jaime Jaquez, a +4, 19 points. It was definitely his game, especially toward the end. And Drew Smith contributing very well with a +4 and 11 points in 22.5 minutes. Simone Fontecchio in 17.5 minutes, a +13, no points. They did have 3 assists and 1 offensive, 1 defensive rebound. Nikola Jovic with a +12 in 17.25 minutes. He had 8 points, and he had 1 assist and 4 rebounds. Sorry, 1 of those offensive. We shot 5 more times than we did last game, right? 93-42. We shot exactly, I think 33% from the field. If I'm now going to look at the charts, because we shot 12 out of 36 from beyond the arc. And this is it. This is it. We had two lead changes only, right? Basically, the Bulls were able to get the lead for a second there, just like the tie. The longest run was 7. The biggest lead was 14 for us, 2 for them. That's basically, they had a very, very, very interesting night in which they were actually able to do enough to actually give us a good scare and run for our money in those last 2 minutes. So 116, 113 for us, 49 rebounds to us. They won that by 3. They got 52. We got 29 assists. They got 25. They had 12 steals. They had 5. They had 2 blocks. They had 4. Hey, come on. I think even Weird himself had 3 blocks, but maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I'm mistaken. I think I'm mistaken. 2 blocks, 15 turnovers to them, 13 to us. Much better than 18, right? 45% from the field, 39 to them, 33.3% exactly from 3 point, from beyond the arc, 39 to them, 39 and a half. 83% on free throws, they're almost 83 as well. We had 60 points in the paint to their only 39, so good for us. Second chance points, we had 11 to their 9, and fast break points overwhelmingly 19 to 7 for us. Nothing more to state. Miami Heat stays in the same kind of numbers. The only difference is that we moved to 7th and still having Orlando with half a game behind us. And yes, after this very interesting battle against the Bulls, now we play the Bulls on a back-to-back this weekend, but this time it's going to be at home. Right? Both games? Pretty sure. I'm posting it here. Should be. Stay safe, stay dry, stay as happy as possible. It's a very complicated world of ours, and let's go Heat.